Emily Dina is our actual community foundation rep. Angela and I have been working with Karen Simmons on these community convenings to make things hyper local at this point. We've been doing Zoom meetings on a monthly basis for the past year or so. And so now we're drilling down and making them a little more community based. We have ones set up for Westchester. This one's Kennett Square, Chadds Ford, and now East Marlborough, and it could possibly expand some more. I'm not sure. We also have ones in the works.
Paoli.
We have one set up for Malvern and Paoli. One in the works for Tredyffrin and Easttown, and one in the works for Phoenixville, and down the line, one for Coatesville, and we'll see where it goes from there. Welcome everybody. Welcome to America 250 PA, Chester County. I think what we'll do is go around and do quick introductions of everyone so we know who's here and who you're with. And then we'll swing back around. We'll do more of an overview of 250 and where things are at, and then we could swing back around and share ideas. Does that sound all right?
Sure.
I am going to go across my screen. To my right is Lou Kinter. Can you say hello and where you're from?
Lou Kinder. I live in Unionville Historic Village.
Great. And you're on
and I'm a member of
Unionville
the East
or
Marlborough Township Historic
East
Commission.
Marlborough. Okay,
East
there
Marlborough
you go.
Township. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Lou said he's from East Marlborough Historical Commission, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, great. Welcome. Colin, can you introduce yourself there?
Sure. I'm Colin Hanna, live in East Bradford, grew up in East Marlborough and East Goshen, former Chester County Commissioner, and on this program specifically as his Vice President of the Board of the Kennett Symphony, which is about to change its name to express its growth. We'll get to that later. I knew you
sounded familiar, your name.
Excellent. Great. Frank, can you introduce yourself?
You're muted.
Oh, Frank, you're muted there. Let me know if you have some sound issues. I know we ran into a problem the other day.
Okay, sorry about that. Yes, hello everyone. I'm Frank McGrail from East Marlborough Township's Historic Commission. Thanks for including us in this meeting.
Thank you.
One of the reasons, Frank, that we like doing these hyperlocal things, it's so that we can engage on this kind of a level with groups of all sizes.
Absolutely.
Yes, very important.
Stacy, can you say hello?
Yeah, I can. If I can, if I can unmute myself. Hi, I'm Stacy Ballard. I'm with Eda Enterprises. We're located in Easttown Township, and we are doing a lot of collaboration with Tredyffrin, and we're really excited to bring 250 to Berwyn.
Fantastic. Christina, how about you? I'm going to skip over you, Angela. We'll jump in all the way along.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris McDougall, and I'm from East Marlborough Township Historic Commission. I'm glad to be here.
Great. Sorry, I'm making a note here. Let's see. The next one on my screen is Richard Leff.
Hi, I'm Rich Leff. I'm a Kennett Township Board of Supervisor member. Actually, I'm chair this year.
Oh, welcome. Thank you for being on here today. That's great. And then we have Collis.
Just got me. Oh, sorry.
You're muted.
Collis.
It's a trick, I know. Collis Townsend, Kennett Library, President of the Board of Trustees. Thrilled to be part of this effort.
Oh, fantastic.
That's an awesome library.
Sure is.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Lynn, how about you?
You're muted.
Lynn Sinclair, I think you're muted too. The muting gods have got us today, so must be the weather.
I was struggling with to keep my cat off my laptop. Lynn
Cats are
Sinclair,
welcome.
Kennett Heritage Center.
Fantastic. And then I apologize. The next one's C. Kuhn. Can you identify yourself?
Yeah, hi, Cheryl Kuhn, President and
There.
CEO of the Southern Chester County Chamber of Commerce, based in West Grove, with a service area of Kennett Square down to the state lines in Maryland and Delaware.
Great, welcome.
Thanks.
Okay. And then we have Carol Black.
Hi, everyone. I live in West Grove, and I'm president of the Martin Luther King community of the greater Kennett area.
Oh, wonderful. And then we have Barbara.
Hi, I'm Barbara McPherson. I am a co-chair for the Old Kennett Meeting House Cemetery out of the Kennett Quaker meeting of Kennett.
What a wonderful spot. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming on today.
Yeah.
And then I have HDSOM.
You're muted.
Yep.
Hi,
There
am
you
I
go.
off?
Yes, now you are.
Ah, we got you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Hank Summer, and I'm with Chad's Ford Township, and I'm the representative for the 250 campaign.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And then Judy Wilson.
Hi, I'm the Historic Commission Chair for Pennsbury Township.
Great. And David Blackburn, want to say hi?
There we go. Sure. Hello. Excuse me. Hello, everyone. I'm David Blackburn. I'm with the Chester County Planning Commission. I direct the historic preservation and heritage programs for the Planning Commission, and am the liaison as the administrator of the 250 Commission between the county and our partners. Excuse me.
Great. Thanks, David. And next one is Kathleen Goudier. Goudier or Goudier? How do you pronounce
Goodyear.
that?
Goodyear.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a vice chair of the Chadsford Township Board of Supervisors. We're here in Delaware County, and I appreciate being part of this. I also serve on the Brandywine Valley Scenic Byway Commission.
Oh, fantastic. Scenic Byway. And then we have Troy. Hi, Troy. How are you?
Good. How about yourself, Heather?
Good. Good to see you.
So I'm Troy Grubb. I'm the site administrator at Brandywine Battlefield Park. Just to add one thing to Kathleen's resume, she is also a board member of the Brandywine Battlefield Park Associates.
Sorry. Thank you, Troy.
You're welcome.
And you guys all have a Liberty tree planting in another week.
Yes,
For
we
dedication. I believe the tree is already in the ground.
Yes, you're correct.
And then we have Michael Hahn. Are you there? Sounds like a
I
saying.
am here. Hello, friends. Just sitting in the car. So, my name is Michael Hahn. I am a Chester County native, born and bred, and the executive director of the Kennett Flash music venue in Kennett Square. So,
great
super
spot.
excited to be in talks with you guys.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks for being here today. This is
bet.
a great turnout. And last but certainly not least, we have Kate from Kennett Township. Are you there, Kate? Again, I feel like I sound like a seance. Are you there, Kate? If not, we'll catch up with her in a minute.
Kate's, since I'm from Kennett Township, I'm assuming that's Kate our Director of Planning and Zoning.
Yes, that's exactly who
Not
that is.
sure why she's muted.
Might have a phone call or something at the moment. Well, great. Well, thank you everyone for being here today. I'm going to do a quick intro, and Angela, if you want to jump in on any of this, please.
So I'm Angela Scully, and
hop on in.
I spent a lot of time in the arts, the performing arts space, most recently as the founding executive director of the Uptown Canara Performing Arts Center in downtown Westchester. And it's definitely we're looking at this as a people-powered event that try to get the community involved, engaged. People talk about the bicentennial in such fond ways. And I think it's just because everybody was involved, engaged in some way, saw something. And we would like to have, through these hyper local, focuses, try to instill that.
Thanks. Thank you, Angela. I'm going to share my screen, and let me give you a quick background on me too. I realized I didn't really share that. I've been working in Chester County in various roles in preservation. I was the first director at the Millet on Selma many years ago up in Chester Springs, and then the first director at Historic Sugartown over in Malvern for many years. And since I've been doing consulting with this and other projects over the last 3 years. So my background is heritage preservation and interpretation, and yeah, like Angela was saying, bringing people together for 250 is probably the most exciting thing about it. All right, I am going to jump.
And real quick, Emily Edina is our note taker, and she works for the Chester County Community Foundation.
You might have not have jumped on yet, Angela. I
Yeah.
didn't introduce Emily at the beginning.
Because she's the most important.
Yeah, she is the most
you.
important. Absolutely, she keeps us going here. So we have some of the information on here, information from before, lists of all the different organizations that we've been in contact so far, and we keep adding to these. We wanted to, I think would be probably most productive is if we just, if people have ideas that they already have underway, we can go ahead and share them. But to give you, to remind everyone, we do have these wonderful planning tools that live on the 250 website, which is up in the right-hand corner of this slide. And we have a bunch of different, all these tools are available online, but there's, as different ideas have come up during our various Zoom-in lectures, we kind of add them to our roster of ideas to share around, because 250 could look like a lot of different things. They could be community conversations, they could be concerts, book club. There's any number of ways you can do it. And when Angela mentioned the bicentennial, I was a toddler at the time, but I do still have very vivid memories of both my parents being involved with the 200th, and they were doing things like bicentennial quilts that had landmarks of all the different throughout our town, and slideshows and people, sharing photos and things like that. So
and we're encouraging, if you do an event already, to put a 250 overlay onto it. So in some ways, you don't have to create something additional, but take what you do currently and put a 250 focus on it, a focus on the Declaration of Independence, that sort of thing.
Yeah, one of the biggest, one of the things that we keep coming back to is, all of us only have so many resources, And so being able to take things that we're already doing and adding a layer, as Angela said, or just putting a spin on an existing, annual picnic or concert series or lecture series. Um, yeah, and just infuse 250 throughout the year. That's probably, the best way to go about it for all of us.
So Uptown, for example, is doing a film series. They normally do a film series, but they're doing an Americana film series, and then having discussions beforehand and so on. So it's something they already do, but they're putting a 250 focus on it.
And I just want to remind folks too that, things are just, are actually, after a lot of talking and planning over the last year or so about, oh yeah, 250s in the future, it's starting to hit us now. In other communities, up in Lexington and Concord, they just had their 250th of their big anniversary of their battle. There's things happening up at Fort Ticonderoga all summer. A couple weeks back, they commemorated the Americans taking over the fort, and they're following basically the 250th day by day for the next couple of years as things changed hands and things occurred up there. And this is also, how things are playing out in New Jersey and other parts of the country. So for us, 250 really got started in 1776 with the Declaration of Independence and the events leading up to that. But then, we had a whole nother year and a half because the battles that happened here in Chester County, and when we can say, the war marched right through Chester County. All that happened in the second half of the year of 1777. So our events will be continuing for the next couple of years.
2026 is the start.
Yes.
And the other thing is we have all of these things happening in Philadelphia with FIFA and the bicentennial of the semi-quin for the Declaration. So a lot of people will be coming in and coming out to Chester County, and hopefully they'll stop before and after Longwood
Right. Right.
to visit and to participate in these kinds of things.
That's right. I'm just going to skip through here to another page, and some of these pages are funky. I'm going to skip to here to remind everyone of the themes of that are belying how we're going about celebrating America 250 here in Chester County. As we were just saying, the Philadelphia campaign marched right through Chester County. We have such an opportunity to lift up the history of that battle and of the Battle of Brandywine and the events afterwards, leading to the march into Valley Forge. There's a lot of opportunity to lift that up, but also the Philadelphia campaign couldn't have had, the soldiers who were there had to be fed. So, the agricultural bounty of Chester County helped prepare, helped feed the soldiers. The British were certainly raiding the countryside and taking what they could because they had to eat. We had an iron and steel industry that also served the revolution and then helped build our economy here in Chester County after the fact. You could say the same thing for agriculture. And lastly, because we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, there is a lot of unfinished business after the Declaration of Independence. We know these freedoms were not there for everybody at the end of the American Revolution. So, and a lot of these stories carry us right up to today. In terms of what we can talk about and the conversations that can be had that have to do with the Declaration of Independence and the American story in general. So those are kind of our background layers of how how we've approached some of the themes and so forth, but you can take this any direction you want. I'm going to skip through this, but this is available in those packets and information on the website. It's all background information about Philadelphia campaign, agricultural heritage of Chester County, iron and steel heritage of Chester County, and all the work that's going on the pathway to freedom for the story of freedom seekers and the Underground Railroad. We have that background information on there. So if, if none of those themes excite you and you just want to get into, okay, the Declaration of Independence and what it means to be an American, you can focus on the rights and responsibilities of Americans. We're just so you're aware, the ones that we have highlighted here in yellow are the ones that seem to pop up that resonate with folks that we've talked to in the course of workshops and Zoom-ins over the past year. I think I captured all that, right? Angela, anything else to add?
Right. I guess we're going to talk about Dare to Declare.
Yes.
Yeah, this seems to be the most popular one where we have been offering workshops and we'll continue to do it next year, where we're going to have public readings of the Declaration of Independence. So, for example, at your community day or community concert series, someone can get up and read the or several people can get up and read the Declaration of Independence. It's can be done in 10 minutes. It's not that long we actually tested it. Not that long a document, but man, is it timely.
Yeah.
And they talk about everything in there that we're talking about now. And this really resonates. We talked to a guy from St. David's Church who's they're having a concert, and they're going to have a flash mob type of thing where someone's going to get up and start speaking the opening of the Declaration of Independence, and another person is going to get up and say it and join in. So it doesn't have to be just one person. It can be series of people, it could be young people, could be hip hop even.
Yeah.
So I think that to bring the Declaration of Independence into all of the things that we're doing. And I know Karen, the director of the Chester County Community Foundation, envisions it at backyard picnics on the courthouse steps. Montgomery County is doing something where they're doing it in historic homes over 4th of July. We are going to do it through the whole summer.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We Rose Fennell, you see on the bottom left corner here of this slide, she's the superintendent over at Valley Forge National Historical Park. And she had proposed this idea about a year and a half ago about this idea of having public readings because people first heard the Declaration of Independence. Where did they hear it? They didn't necessarily read it in the newspaper in the weeks after they might have, but initially they heard it in their public square, possibly at their church or meeting house. They probably heard it at a tavern. They heard it, at courthouses. So her idea was to kind of bring it back to that raw, authentic experience that people had read it initially and bring it back. So she put this idea out there, and Montgomery County has run with it with the places of declaration. They are going to, as Angela said, they're going to have they're in the process of identifying the locations now. They're going to have it at specified locations in connection with other events and programs where one person or multiple people will be reading. I believe they're going to be using some actors and reenactors for that. Here in Chester County, what we're trying to envision is something a little more grassroots, possibly. We do want folks to register if you want to do a reading at your location. We'd like folks to register just so we can promote it and put it out there to the world that people are having
not, if
readings.
It's your backyard picnic, we're not going to.
So you can have readings throughout Chester County. But we're in the process now. We're working with Dr. Emily Sneff. She is an expert in the Declaration of Independence. She's in the process of finalizing a book that's going to be coming out at the beginning of 2026, I believe. And she's held a series of workshops over the course of the spring about how to read the Declaration of Independence, different pieces and its meanings. She's working with us to develop a series of resources that will be available to you by hopefully the end of the summer is our plan. Everything from event planning to educators resources, and just simply documents of suggested ways to how to read the Declaration with natural breaks. So you could divide it up among people or have it done by a singular person, and also give out some ideas about where to do this. We've talked about having it at, when people are doing speeches following a parade. That's, if somebody's had a parade for several years, and adding to it. And as Angela said, we envision having this from Memorial Day through Juneteenth through July 4th, right into September, and we want to include September because we want to include the schools, which obviously are out for much of the summer.
So Rose, when she first mentioned this, she looked straight at me and she said, "When was the last time you read the Declaration of Independence?" And I said, "5th grade." And she said, I think you need to read it again. It's not just revolutionary, it's incendiary." And so the next time I knew she was going to be at this meeting that I was going to, and I thought, oh my God, I haven't read it. So I went on to my podcast platform and I listened to it on the way. So any of your podcast platforms will have it. And I really urge you, it was a gift to me that you did that, because it's everything.
It's a very powerful document, and I think it's one that we take for granted as Americans. We just think, oh yes, the Declaration of Independence, but we haven't really digested it since 5th grade. and maybe not even in 5th grade these days. Yeah, you get it's fascinating to read through it. So at any rate, stay tuned as those resources roll out, and we're going to start a workshop series on it via Zoom starting in the late fall about different aspects about the readings and resources and so forth. So with all that, I think it's time for us to stop sharing the slideshow, unless somebody needs me to refer to it for something. And we'd like to hear from you what you're thinking about. I know some of you were on the last call that we had, and might have some new news to share. So yeah, let me just throw it out there. Does anybody have any breaking news about their 250 plans? I see Colin's hand raised. Go for it, Colin.
Thank you. The Kennett Symphony is going to have a wonderful special program at Longwood Gardens in the outdoor amphitheater in June of next year that is going to be very America 250 focused. First of all,
nice.
We are commissioning an original orchestral arrangement of America's favorite patriotic tunes, all the way from Yankee Doodle Dandy to Lee Greenwood's Proud to Be an American,
that's neat.
including Battle Hymn of the Republic and This Land is Your Land, and all of that. The rest of the program at that concert will also be all American music. Think Gershwin, Copeland, and so on. So it is going to be a fantastic and hopefully emotionally stirring celebration of our history through music.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
We have also been asked by the Chester County Concert Band if we can make available a band version of the arrangement so that they also could play it. And we're talking with our arranger about that. They that's very much a work in progress, but I think we might be able to do that as well.
Oh, that sounds great. Super.
Thank you.
Hi, Randall Spackman. I saw you snuck in.
I
And
did.
Kim
I did.
Andrews.
I was tardy, but I made it. Hopefully, I did take the teacher notice. So, but no, you guys have some great energy and great ideas. I just want to mention one thing to everyone. Is June 26th here at Thornbury Farm. It's on the Brandywine Battlefield Task Force Facebook page. We've Wade Katz giving his military review for the Battle of Brandywine, one of the final ones for the planning effort. And that will be our kind of our summer rally where we're asking anybody from all the different historic commissions, individuals, groups, nonprofits that would like to join us that June 26th here at the farm that evening to please come out that day, because it'll be a great way to also communicate in person over some of these very topics. And we'll be having some planning meetings in person at the farm later in the summer as well.
I'm assuming this is this year, correct?
Yeah, it's this year, this June 26th, exactly. Yeah, because we gotta be ready, because as they say, somebody told me the 250 is coming.
It might have been you.
It may have been me. I wake up with these visions in my head.
Randall, is there a way for folks to register for this event, or?
They can comment on the Brandywine Battlefield Task Force Facebook page,
Okay.
or I believe Janine Spears is going to be trying to put out an email or that way. I'm also going to try and create an Eventbrite that they can respond to as well.
Okay.
But we're going to have a food truck. We're going to try and have Locust Lane Brewing there, so it'll be a fun, jovial, inspirational moment, I think.
That sounds great. We'll connect to get that registration information out to folks.
Yes. Troy and I are working on that now.
Great. So let's see, what do we have? I see Stacy's hand raised.
So our group has been collaborating with Tredyffrin Township, and one of the things that the Tredyffrin Historical Commission has been working on in collaboration with the Easttown Township Historical Commission and the Tredyffrin Easttown Historic Society is putting together a walking tour and of historic properties, events, people that are in our community. We have, of course, the downtown of Berwyn. There's a lot that kind of stretches out towards Valley Forge Park. And then, of course, we have the Devon Horse Show in Devon and things along Lancaster Avenue and the R5 Railroad. So the plan was to create a walking or driving tour with an interactive map on the Historic Society's own website page. And we've actually submitted a grant for through Pennsylvania for that, as well as working with an Eagle Scout who is interested in making, and what our program is making some what we're calling like historic garden posts. So imagine these 4x4 pressure treated lumber posts that they're 12 foot long, they've been cut in half, 2 foot goes in the ground, 4 foot is above. There's some sort of newel topping that's interesting, and then painted patriotic colors, red, white, and blue, with either a QR code or some kind of thing you can click on with your phone to connect to the website to know, hear a video, or see an image, or see old pictures and new pictures to know what was significant at that location.
Is this throughout the township, or?
Yes. So this is going to be through Easttown and Tredyffrin Township.
Stacy, is this what you've got your high school interns working on as well?
So we have a high school intern that is being supported through the summer through our office, and he's writing some of those. Plus, the Tredyffrin Easttown Historic Society has a lot of posts that they've done online on Facebook and also in their periodical that they send out. So we have a lot of content to put together, and then it's just culling it to make it so that it's a very beautiful, like snippet manageable that then you can find out more information if you want more information.
And Stacy,
Yeah.
is that something you could share, that process of the QR codes? And
Yes.
and where it lives, the information that
Right. So
lives.
the information is going to live on the website
On the
of the
website?
Historic
That
Society,
makes sense.
but there is an app called Izzy, IZI, that is used by a huge amount of historic groups and Gettysburg or Philadelphia. And if you have the app, you can literally go anywhere in the world, pull up your phone and go, what's historic here? And it will show you things that are right in your area where you are. Or you can get on and say, I'm going to London, I want to see whatever. And you can look up historic tours and things like that. I am not well versed in it. Like, I can talk about it at a cocktail party because I haven't done all the research of it, but other people are working on that. And so we're super excited to have this kind of add-on thing that could potentially, bring business to Berwyn, because you've done this little driving or walking tour, and then you decide you're going to have a lunch at the Berwyn Tavern or Casey's or, La Cabra.
So could we put that information on our website as a resource?
You
The
can.
ID?
Yes, we will need to get about 2 steps further, and then we'll be ready to put that on.
Okay.
We will
Okay.
share that.
So it's IZI, you
I
said?
believe it's IZI, Izzy. But it's used, I mean, we didn't invent this. It's used
It's
literally all over the globe.
It's a great app. We use it for some of the Brandywine Battlefield driving tour and some of these different segments. So yeah, it has QR codes. You can post them right in your site, or you can pop to it. It's GPS recognized, so it's wonderful.
It's pretty incredible how it's used, but anyone that has historic locations or events or whatever in their area, and I'm not saying it's an event, but like, the Battle of Brandywine, if it happened in that backyard, like, you could have that so that if someone could look it up and be like, oh, look at that, it's right here. So that's exciting. We are working with our summer interns. We have 4 high school and college summer interns, and they are working on writing the Gen Z version of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, that's
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Very interesting.
Do they do a TikTok dance with it?
We are working, listen, there's lots of plans for this. So yes, we are working on some things to make
Gen
that
Z
kind of a
version.
fun thing. If anyone is on Instagram and follows, hold on, let me just see if I can find him. There is a comedian who's English, it's called Richard Frank's Comedy. And you click on his link. He does a Gen Z version of Shakespeare
Oh my
and
goodness.
classic literature that is hilarious. And knowing what it is about in old lady brain here, and then hearing it in Gen Z language, it's very interesting to get the vibe of that. So
That is really
really
fun.
those are 2 fun things that our group is trying to work on. Plus, the library is doing reading lists, and Historic Waynesboro has some events that they're doing, and some other things. So, we've even talked about doing a car show and like a road rally that could go from some of these historic spots as well. So we think that could be kind of a fun thing. So we're working on some stuff here in Little Berwyn.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
Okay.
A lot of creativity. I'm really interested about the Izzy travel app because I feel like a different one is being used for another group. So
I would,
but I can't think of the name of it at the moment.
we talked about it, and I would strongly recommend, if they're not down the road too far, that they may want to pivot and really check this one out. Only because of, and what Randall said, I mean, it's literally being used
Used everywhere. Yeah.
all over the globe. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stacy. This is great information. What else is happening around and about? someone is here from, was it Collis? You're with the library. What's the library up to so far?
Me, it's all about me. Um, Thank you. We are in the planning stages, so we're somewhat different in that we're not a governmental organization. The board has approved this in principle, getting involved and doing something. And what we're doing now is creating the advisory board. We got to find a chair for that to make sure that it's well done. We see this as a big deal. Our intent is to do a lecture series. We also have the right to show movies. We can even show first run movies for free. So we need help. And someone earlier mentioned the Uptown has a movie series. You know, if there's a way to work together on that, and also on the speakers bureau, if you want some of our speakers, you know, play it back and forth might be helpful. But we're excited. And I know Lynn Sinclair is right behind us with the Battle of the Brandywine that comes right through Kennett Square, right by her shop. So we see this as really a 2-year effort. And someone mentioned earlier, it's really an opportunity to highlight the history that's here in Kennett Square and this region. I shouldn't just say Kennett Square. So we're good to go.
Are there
anybody who wants to send money, please do.
I was just going to ask, are there specific resources that are, or connections that you're looking for at this point?
We have to figure out what the costs are going to be. In terms of the usage of the library, we have such things as rooms. You know, the auditorium is beautiful. If you haven't been in our library, it's gorgeous. We have a 110-seat auditorium, rake seating, so it's ideal for this sort of a thing. And we're in the process right now of standing up our streaming capabilities, so we actually could bring in a pretty decent speaker and stream it out to people. But that costs money, and that's the capital budget. That's a different animal. Speakers, they may have some honorariums to pay. I don't see this being a huge initiative in terms of expense, but there will be money, and so we'll be
Hey,
asking for
Collis.
friends. Yes, ma'am.
The Heritage Center is planning 4 speakers for next year, and we would like to use the library, so we can coordinate with you on that.
If you insist.
That would be a great collaboration.
That is super.
That'd be great.
Well, and that's the game that we're playing, guys. You know, wherever we can get energy and leverage each other. I was on the press call. Was it last week or the week before? And they were saying how to interact with the media. And I just use it as an opportunity to plug. Here's what we're doing. You know, forget about sending an email. Here, you're on the phone right now. Here's what we're doing, and people seem very supportive. So I think the more we can orchestrate and pick up momentum, the better off we'll all be.
Super. Well, thank you. That's great. Jump around. Should I just put people on the spot?
Here, I'll do it for you. How about Kathleen? What's going on there?
Well, I can say as far as the township is concerned, you know, we have incredible sites, and I think each one will be doing something for the 250th. We want to make sure that we can coordinate them. They're not all happening at the same time. We do have traffic issues we need to consider and things like that. So we'll be working. We have a meeting coming up in the next couple weeks with the Brandywine Battlefield as well as the Chadsford Historical Society. And we're just working on coordinating those efforts as they come in.
Yeah, people will come. I came for the history, but I stayed for lunch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of reaching out to the businesses and kind of making it a Chadsford effort. And I like this call and I like this grouping just because it's, you know, we don't live in a bubble, you know, and we're hopefully, you know, it'll make it a day for people. You know, if we know what Longwood's doing or we know what Kennett's doing, you know, they can come and do both easily. So anyway, for us, it's all about coordination at this point.
Super.
Definitely. How about Kate from Kennett? Oh, we never did connect with her, did we?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. How about Barbara?
I'm here.
Good.
Just opening
So what's
my video. I posted to the chat that the old Kennett Cemetery, we don't have any specific plans other than we are open the last Sunday of June, July, August. We have a lot of historical information inside the meeting house as well as outside. There's picnic tables, there's some large graphic information. There's some coordination between the Heritage Center with Lars Farmer and Margaret Moore that have identified historic gravestones. We're in the process of a project with an Eagle Scout who is going to sort of clean up and straighten up some of the historic markers there. And so those are our plans for Old Kennett, Quaker Meeting, Cemetery, and Meeting House.
When was the meeting house built?
1710.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Really
and
long.
many of you know the battle, the troops went right through this, what is now the cemetery. There are Prussian soldiers, German soldiers buried there with a very clear marker and a German flag. And there's some historical information about that as well.
And then you also are the bridge kind of be for the untold stories and, you know, sort of the continuing journey for,
Correct.
So maybe there's a link that could be made there.
Correct. Those are all the details that I have at this time. Thank you. Though.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is good to know. Hey, Emily, Dina, I have a question. Can you drop the whiteboard link into the chat?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. So, as people are thinking of this things too, or have updates, we invite you to just go log it, go right to the link that Emily's going to provide. There it is. And you can add directly to it if you have an update on an event, or if you're looking for, you remember somebody saying, you know, they're planning something on such or such a date, or they are looking for speakers or whatever. You can always hop on there anytime and access that and add to it or update it or what have you. I noticed Carol, you had popped in the chat information about this year's Juneteenth. Do you want to talk about that and whatever no, all your other plans that are going on right now? June is coming.
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Really excited about Juneteenth this year. I'm working with a coalition of 8 other community organizations, including the library, including the Kennett Heritage Center, including some other folks who are probably on here. So our Juneteenth this year will be during Third Thursdays in Kennett, which is a time when the streets are closed, the restaurants are open late, and there's free parking. And so then we will be offering an African-American menu of soul food, and we're going to have a Harriet Tubman reenactment, an interpretation. It will be done by a historian, stilt walkers, and of course for the kids, we're going to have the face painting and the balloon blowing and all that other good stuff. So it's going to be a family evening, and we're encouraging everyone to come.
Sounds great. Watching all the Juneteenth planning this spring has been, it looks exciting this year.
Growing. It's growing. It's very.
It really is. Yeah, definitely. Who else has anything to add?
Carol, how about you?
Oh, sure. So I'm just listening and gathering as much information as I can from what's going around. And Carol, that sounds very exciting. Will it be the same presentation every third Thursday, or will it vary? Will it be different each time? Or what's the
great question?
Well, no, this is just for Juneteenth. This third Thursday is June 19th. Right?
Just that day.
Just
so
June 19th. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll make sure we promote it. And I want to thank Emily, because for several months now, we've been promoting everything to do with America 250 at our monthly networking event. We average about 50 people every month at that event, and Emily's kind enough to attend when she can. And she also has a table set up with all the materials. So The event is actually tomorrow. We have 37 people registered so far. And as long as we have enough materials, which I haven't checked yet, but if we do, I'm going to put one at each seat rather than on the table. So we start to push it out to people. Emily, if you can be there, it'd be great, because Emily always does a great job talking about it and just keeps it fresh in people's minds. But I think what I'd also like to do, since we are Southern Chester County Chamber, is reach out to all of the municipalities in our service area, the libraries and the schools, to find out what they're doing. Because I see the link you set up for Kennett, Chadds Ford, East Marlborough. I don't see anything listed, which is fine, but I don't see anything listed for south of Kennett.
Yeah, that's come up in our conversations a couple times too, and we're trying, if you have any suggestions on how best to do that, because I think that's a whole that's another convening.
And who?
Yeah, and who?
Yeah, so I think I'll go through our database and pull what members of the chamber are with the municipalities, as well as the libraries and the school districts. And I'll reach out to all of them to ask them what they're doing. And my question is, when is the next meeting like this that we can invite them to attend?
You know, when we still have, I don't, Emily, are we still doing the fourth Friday at noon?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes, we have one this Friday at noon. I can include you in that invitation, Cheryl. And then we also do specifically the Kennett, the Chadds Ford and Marlborough Township meetings monthly.
Yeah.
Same time every month. What is this? The fourth Wednesday at 2 p.m. So those will be consistently happening as well.
So they can either join onto that, or I talk about setting up another one. Angela and I are looking at our calendars.
Let me see what I get back from them, what they say, if they'd like to attend. I know attending Friday is probably too late to be asking them. I don't know that I can even get everything out to them by then.
Yeah, I know that's very quick. But it'll happen again in June.
Yeah, so if the fourth Wednesday, which is this meeting,
Yes.
so
we have
I
the
can invite them to the next one, which would be the fourth Wednesday in June.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Hey, Cheryl, this is Collis. The Kennett Library serves 8 of the surrounding municipalities in southern Chester County. So we may be able to help you with Pennsbury, Pecopson, Newland, West Marlborough. Then we have a New Garden to the west, obviously Kennett, Kennett Square, and East Marlborough. So maybe we could arrange some sort of a joint presentation, might work well. So
should I reach out to you offline, or should I reach
why
out
don't
to
you start
Chris?
with that, and I'll probably do a phone call somehow. But
Yeah,
it's just
so
we have service overlap, so I'd be happy to help you with that.
Yeah, that'd be great, because what I'd like to do is gather over time what everyone's doing and at least push it out to our membership, which is about 450 businesses that are members of the chamber. So at least so they're aware of, this is what each municipality is doing, this is what each library is doing, this is what each school district is doing.
And also the historic sites that are in these areas can also benefit from that. And so again, I'm pinging Karen when she says, like, you could have a meal priced at 1776. You can align with, say the Kennett Symphonies doing their concert. Is there something that an area restaurant could then do to partner with them? So again, the hyper local thing is really what you're doing, making people aware of all of these things, and these are opportunities for everyone.
Exactly. Yeah, for everyone. So the historic sites in the area, is there a list of those somewhere that I can grab to add to what I would be sending out?
I have a lot, yes. And southern Chester County, I was recently working on a project, an interpretation and connectivity plan for townships in southern Chester County, Elk, Franklin, New Garden, and London Britton. So I have some contacts with those folks. Most of the actual sites are trails. So, and are a lot of them are managed through townships. So there's some exceptions to that, but I think I can help you with that a bit. But again, it may come down to municipality, and one thing we'll have to decide, would it be more productive to have a separate meeting for southern or Kennett Square South and or pull everybody into the Kennett Square one. You'll have to tell us which is better.
Yeah, I think having them, if they're willing to sit in a meeting on the fourth Wednesday, I think there's value in them being in the room with everybody here and listening to what each of you, like you did today, you're going around the room and you're talking about what you're each doing, because then it gets them in the mindset. If they, I'm sure they haven't been, I'm sure all of them haven't been yet, because it was beneficial for me to sit and listen to that information in that conversation. And I think it will help them with also deciding what can they do, what can they each do, or what should they be focusing on. So I'll reach out to all of them over the next few days. I need to pull a list together and just send one email out to all of them and say, what are you doing? Would you like to be connected? The next meeting is the 4th June. It's a virtual meeting, easy for you to attend. Sit in, I just did, because I know all of them, or most of them.
And Cheryl, the other thing you could do is send us any of the contacts you have, any emails you have, and we'll add them to the Evite list. So they'll automatically hear about the general Zoom-ins and also the specific Kennett Square area ones too. So
okay, should I send that to you?
Yeah, you could send that to me and yeah.
One of the questions I have is, does it make any sense at some point to have a convening of this planning group? Because I agree with Cheryl that the face-to-face does make such a difference. I mean, I've got a facility, I'm sure other people's have a facility that could help with that.
I think it's a good idea. And originally when we spoke about these ideas, these convenings, the idea was we would begin to meet virtually and then meet in.
Yeah, if there was an interest, we'd get people together,
Yes.
so we're 3D rather than.
Yes, exactly. So
Who's
I
sick
think
of Zoom? Oh,
yeah, I mean, it seems to me like this group gets along very well virtually. Like everybody's involved, but if you invite new people, sometimes it's hard to get some of them in person. I have meetings almost every week. We have events every week.
Yeah, exactly.
So some people, I'd never see them if it wasn't virtual.
Yeah.
Other people prefer the in-person, but there's some meetings that we have that if we want everyone in the room, we have to do it virtually. So it really is, anymore it's individual, very individual, but I think at least one get together at some point down the road in person makes sense.
Put a placeholder on your calendar and maybe we could even do a hybrid.
Yeah.
I've got to leave briefly.
We can look into it a couple months out.
Did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I need to leave briefly. I've got to put a dog out.
Okay.
That's allowed.
My dog's in the other room, thank you.
Mine's behind me, guarding me at all times.
How about Lynn? How about you? What's up? You're muted.
She's muted.
Here we go. We met last week or the week before, a little speaker series committee, and with the idea that we would try to think of some, come up with some ideas for our 4 speakers for next year. We ended up figuring out speakers for the next 2 years.
Oh, there you go.
Because it comes into, when the Army came through Kennett Square, and so, but we have ideas, and we have ideas of who we want to ask to do it. And then we have like one particular one that we kind of want to do, but we just don't know who to ask. So we have a little bit of time to figure it all out. And I'm really enthusiastic about this kind of like pop-up declaration mini events. So we'll try to work those in.
And as we provide more materials, then an actual event, so it's like almost an experience. So it's not just the reading, but it's the learnings alongside it. It's the community created through either a shared meal or a book or something of that nature.
not to take away from our own like readings initiative, Dare to Declare initiative, but at her last workshop that Dr. Emily Sneff had, she was talking about the fact that Hawaii 250 is planning it's kind of like the two lights, if people heard about that, putting two lights in your window back when to commemorate the Lexington and Concord battle and the lighting of
Paul
the
Revere.
church. Hawaii 250 is trying to put out the idea that on July 8th, not July 4th, but July 8th, throughout the country at 6 p.m. at night, everyone do a 6 p.m. Eastern time. Let me add that. Everyone do a reading of the Declaration of Independence, because, and they picked 6 o'clock because that way everyone in the nation will be awake. At even from Hawaii to New England. So keep that in the back of your mind for it. I believe there's information on Hawaii 250 itself, their whatever website they have out there, but I just learned of that today, and when I finally got a chance to listen to Emily's recent recording, and I thought that was interesting too, and another idea to throw out into the mix.
So yeah, it commemorates when it was actually read publicly versus the
Publicly, yes.
signing, right, by the time
Yeah,
they
yeah.
publish it in the broadsheet, and everything. So we're going to put a link to that on our resource page when as soon as we get it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's another one of those, it's in development, stay tuned. So anyone else have anything to share? It looks like Carlos has to jump, and we are at 3 o'clock, and we're trying to, be respectful of everyone's time. But if anybody else has anything they want to share, Richard, did you have anything you wanted to share?
I was hoping you wouldn't pick on me. Kate's got more details. We've been thinking in Kennett Township with the Battle of Brandywine, where the troops came through parts of Kennett Township before they actually got to the battle near Longwood Garden, which is still in Kennett Township, to work with that, to work. We have another site that at least is generally believed to be on the Underground Railroad, to try to commemorate some of the sites around here, and but I don't have the details, so I'll try to get those out of Caitlin.
Yeah, I think I heard a little bit of that from Bob Sheedy last week.
Yeah.
Okay. And from Kate in the past. So yeah, again, I think everyone's kind of things are under development. So we'll as everyone has more details, if everyone can keep sharing those details, that would be great, and we'll circulate them around as we can.
Yeah, I mean, we have some markers that we've put in, the big metal ones, but the idea of the 4x4 post sounds interesting, so I'm going to pass that
I really like that one.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know if there's a style that we should even think of. If other people like it, we've got time to think about it. Instead of or we just all do our own thing, and as long as red, white, and blue, we're good.
Well, I think the continuity is good for folk when they're driving there. Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. So think about if we want to have something like that as a brand for Chester County 250. If you think that's something that might catch on, I think Stacy at Berwyn was the one who mentioned it. So, but if this is groundswell support, maybe getting some sort of standard.
Good.
So
I hope
we can recognize it.
I think some good ideas shared, really good ideas, some good energy, and
great group here.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Heather, and everyone, how about the incorporating the town tours that are usually done each year into the whole idea of America 250?
Oh, let's see. David, are you still on the call? Because he's our town tours guy.
Yeah. We are attempting to execute 2025 this year, but knowing that 2026 and 2027 are special years for the county, we want to take advantage of that through town tours. So obviously we'll be vetting ideas through individual townships. What we've talked about but haven't decided upon are several things depending upon what resources allow. One is to potentially expand the time frame, maybe go a little bit earlier in the spring and a little bit later in the fall for 26. For 27, because the anniversaries of all of the Philadelphia campaign largely take place in the fall, there's perhaps an opportunity to shift the calendar that way. The biggest thing is that we'd like to use the platform to cross promote appropriate activities and events that either support individual tours or support the overall theme. So for example, and this is just an example, nothing has been decided yet. If there is a prominent speaker at the Chester County History Center talking on a subject that fits the theme in 26 or 27 or fits several resources, is that cross promote that opportunity within the town tours framework, so that in effect town tours isn't organizing it, but it's recognizing that there's another activity that is out there. So those are the broad ideas we're working on. I think what we'll be doing is querying historic commissions, municipalities, perhaps some of these municipal subgroups and others for feedback, concepts, ideas as we move forward with 26 and 27 planning.
Very good. There you go, Frank. There's your guy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think a lot of people have to bug out because they have other things. Thank you for being on today. If you have anything else and want to stay on a couple minutes, we can do that. Otherwise, we'll let everyone escape and we will meet again. What is the date we fall on for the month of June? I haven't even looked that far ahead.
And Emily will be sending out notes and
Yes.
links that we addressed here today.
Yes, I believe it's June 25th.
Yes, that is correct. June 25th is our next date. So, well, thanks again, everyone. We'll talk soon. And in the meantime, if you have any burning questions or, information to share, please be in touch. Thanks so much.
Great. Thank
Have
you.
a good afternoon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.